We have safely arrived, barely, but we're here. It's Thursday, 21st day of August, 2025. I'm Dan Coons. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Clear skies, 61 degrees, very comfortable right now. Today is going to be warm. Friday is going to be hot. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, really, really hot. We're going to break some records. We could do about at least a 4-day stretch, maybe even a 5-day stretch, starting on Saturday, maybe even Sunday, right around that time, where we're going to set record high temperatures for those 4-5 days in a row. It is going to be extremely hot. An extreme heat watch begins on Saturday. It's going to last through at least Tuesday night. They may extend it. We're talking triple digits in the wheelhouse. Get ready for some just hot weather. Very hot weather. This is it's August. We're used to hot weather, but an extended period of this kind of hot weather is something we have not seen in a very long time. Your rather warm forecast is coming up, but get ready for the heat. Not too bad today. It's going to really get hot tomorrow. What else we have? News, lots. Sports. Mariners are probably happy to get the heck out of the East Coast. They only went 2-7 on the road trip. Remember, they had that great homestand, and we got all these great players coming back. Eugenio Suarez coming back, and all those great players, and we went on that nice little winning streak. Well, then they went to the East Coast and laid a big fat egg. Philadelphia took care of business. We'll talk about that when we get to sports. It is Thursday. Pause for pets. Prince Trillium, the cat, needs a permanent home. We'll visit with our friends at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. And Shannon Janes will be joining me in the back half of the program. She runs all the special events for the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center, and the biggest special event of the year for those folks comes up on Saturday, September 6th. It is the night at the museum. Big fundraiser, wine, food, music. A good time will be had by all. Shannon, this is her baby. She'll tell you all about it in the back half of the program. It's a busy show. Let's get right to our cameras around north central Washington. There's the Wenatchee Valley. Again, not a cloud in the sky. We hit 88 yesterday. Our normal high is 86. It was just a little bit above normal. But today is going to be a milestone as far as sunrise and sunset. Sunrise this morning was at 6:06. Sunset tonight will be at 8:01. That's 13 hours and 55 minutes. And then starting tomorrow, sunset will be before 8 o'clock in the evening. And that has not happened since April, and it won't happen again until April. So we're continuing to lose about 3 minutes of daylight every day. Camera number 2. We're heading up to Chelan. That is a house fire that was toned out just about 2 hours ago in the 400 block of East Woodin, pretty much right in downtown Chelan. That's the elementary school that you see in the foreground to your left. What's left of the smoke and the flames is what you see in the middle of your screen. Pretty serious situation there. We're told we're endeavoring to get as much information as we can on this. Again, this was a house fire in the 400 block of East Woodin in downtown Chelan. It's about 2 hours old. When I looked at the PTZ camera at about 5:30 this morning, it was fully engulfed in flames, and it was you could see the fire from anywhere in the general Chelan area. Again, we will endeavor to get more information on that structure fire. That's a live shot. About 2 hours ago, it was a much more serious situation. Keeping close with us, and we'll find out what's going on there. Camera number 3. Ooh, that's pretty. That's Leavenworth. Hi, Leavenworth. Good to see you. Why does that look so pretty this morning? Maybe it's just the angle of the sun. I don't know. You can make out a good swath of Leavenworth there. I'm pretty sure that's Leavenworth. I don't want to sound like an idiot. Of course, I did yesterday when I couldn't figure out what camera we were looking at one point. Good morning to the Bavarian Village. Going to be hot everywhere. There's no escaping the heat, folks. And camera number 4. Back up to Lake Wenatchee. Placid, calm, couple of high clouds. That's about it. I can't really make it out with the bright lights in the studio, and the monitor is kind of far away from me. Can't really see if there's any boats still left up at the very top with a little Wenatchee and the White River flow to form Lake Wenatchee. Whether there's still people up there trying to get sockeye, I don't know. I have my doubts. It's not been a very good year up there. This slide may look familiar, but it's actually updated from yesterday. This starts tomorrow. Again, the extreme heat watch starts Saturday afternoon, but it's not going to be real comfortable on Friday. And look at Wenatchee in the purple. We're going to be extreme heat for the Wenatchee Valley. We're the only ones in purple on Monday and Tuesday. Record high temperatures possible Saturday. We're going to set record highs on Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and maybe even Wednesday. It's going to be an extended period of very hot weather. There's a big dome of high pressure that's in the Four Corners. It's going to work its way up to the Pacific Northwest. It's going to be centered by the time we get to Monday right over north central Washington, and it's just going to beat us down with heat. Now, normally we don't do this slide on Thursdays, but I was curious about how long this record heat's going to last once it comes tomorrow, and it may last for a while. The Climate Prediction Center for the rest of the month of August sent this out yesterday. I think we have that ready to go. I'm not 100% sure. There it is. So, and we're the only ones who have that really dark, deep red in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. So this could very well last through next week. They say the only thing that may change by Thursday of next week, 1 week from today, is with the day after day after day after day of oppressive heat, it's going to unstabilize the atmosphere, and that could mean thunderstorms. So if we look at the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook, again, this is the last few days of August, we have a chance of seeing perhaps some above normal precipitation, but it would be thunderstorms if that happens at all. This is going to be one of those weather phenomenon that people are going to talk about for a while, because it's going to get hot and stay hot with no relief in sight. From the National Weather Service, here we go. I'll take 88. That's what we hit yesterday. Now we're off to a cooler start today. It's 61, but we'll get up there, shorter days or not. It's going to be hot, and then it gets, well, hot. Friday, 93 for the forecast high. Saturday, record high is 101. Might not get there, but Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, those are all record high temperatures that we're looking at, folks, on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So at least 3 days, maybe 4 days of record high temperatures. Some of these record high temperatures haven't been broken since the early 1970s. So even though it's August, almost September, shorter days, we are in for a long heat wave. Today, not too bad, but I think we can safely call Friday hot, and it's going to stay that way right through Wednesday. And the National Weather Service says we're not even going to venture to guess how long we may stay hot past Wednesday of next week, which, by the way, is almost September. All right. We're going to take a break and come back with your headlines on this Thursday. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. TourMosesLake.com and start your adventure today.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
Sunshine for everybody. We're at 61 here downtown, upper 80s today, mid 90s on Friday. On Saturday, we start talking about record high temperatures. with an extreme heat warning that begins on Saturday and will last at least through Tuesday evening. It's 10 minutes after the hour. Police in Mattawa and Moses Lake are seeking public assistance in solving a homicide that took place in a public park in Mattawa. It began with gunshots about 8 o'clock in Hunt Memorial Park, that is in Mattawa. A 19-year-old male victim, not identified so far, was wounded in the incident. That victim later died in the hospital. No one has yet been arrested. Moses Lake police are assisting Mattawa's department in that investigation. They're asking anybody who witnessed the shooting, has video recordings, or has information related to the shooting to contact investigators at 509-762-1160. The Manson sex offender accused of violating federal law by contacting possible juvenile victims has been arraigned in U.S. District Court. Bernardino Dwight Hamilton, 30 years old, was brought before a federal judge in Spokane on Monday. He pleaded not guilty to 6 charges of enticement of a minor, plus 1 count of reoffending while registered as a sex offender. Hamilton has been in jail in Chelan County since January of 2023 when sheriff's deputies arrested him on suspicion of attempting to lure teenage girls through Snapchat. Federal prosecutors say those alleged acts amounted to federal crimes, and a grand jury indicted him on August 6th. Last Thursday, U.S. Marshals transferred Hamilton from custody in Chelan County to the Spokane County Jail. He is currently set for trial on local charges next month. No trial date for the federal case has been scheduled. A 3-year-old rescue for the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is the new narcotics detecting dog for the Chelan County Regional Justice Center. K9 Cato and his partner, Corrections Deputy Skylar Silby, graduated from the Washington Department of Corrections K9 program on yesterday. Cato is the 3rd dog to hold the job, but the first German Shepherd, and he follows the Border Collies K9 Kate and K9 Gambit. He is trained to detect 6 odors, including fentanyl, cocaine, and methamphetamine. Cato, who is headed home to meet his new family after graduation, starts work at the Chelan County Jail on Monday. Chelan County Fire District 5, which serves the Manson community, is inviting applicants to send letters of interest to fill 2 new fire commissioner positions. Earlier this month, voters overwhelmingly approved expanding the District 5 Board of Commissioners from 3 to 5 members. The measure won easily, 75% of the vote during the August election. Letters with contact information need to be submitted by Friday, August 29th to the office at 250 Manson Boulevard, and you need to explain why you're interested in the position. The current fire commissioners will review and score the top 5 candidates. They'll be invited for an interview at the next Board of Commissioners meeting, which is scheduled on September 10th. Speaking of fire, a new fire chief is in charge of the fire department that protects the city of Soap Lake and its surroundings. Eric Britton was sworn in last week as chief of Grant County Fire District 7. It serves both the city of Soap Lake and the 159 square miles around it. About 4,500 people live within Grant County Fire District 7. Britton was the fire chief in the town of Anaconda, Montana, until resigning in the spring of 2024. He replaces Fire Chief Chris Baker, who had led the department from February of 2023 until his resignation last spring. Well, the Trump administration, through Attorney General Pam Bondi, threatened this week to withhold federal money and even prosecute state officials if they don't comply with the president's immigration policies. A 6-year-old state law called Keep Washington Working puts limits on how and when local police agencies can cooperate with federal immigration officers. Among other things, police in Washington can't detain a suspect based on immigration status alone. Governor Bob Ferguson spoke up about the threatening letter from Bondi on Tuesday, joined by one of the key sponsors of that law.
Let me be very clear. Washington State will not be bullied or intimidated by threats and legally baseless accusations. In the America that I love and have taught my children to revere, we resolve our differences peacefully through public discourse and, if necessary, through the courts, not by threatening political opponents with imprisonment. Pam Bondi takes a very different approach. Her letter threatens me, police officers, state troopers, sheriffs, judges, and other officials with prison time. Why? because our state legislature passed a bipartisan law that appropriately and lawfully limits the diversion of state and local resources to federal immigration enforcement. By threatening criminal prosecutions of state officials, this letter embarrasses and disgraces the office of the United States Attorney General. Washington State is proud to be a welcoming community that values immigrants and refugees' contributions to our economy and our cultural fabric. We do so while accounting for and complying with applicable federal law. If Pam Bondi really believed Washington State is in conflict with controlling federal law, she would make some effort to explain that. She did not because she cannot. In 2017, I was the first state attorney general to challenge President Donald Trump's efforts to trample our Constitution in court, and I was the first attorney general to defeat him. Along with the excellent team in the Office of the Attorney General, we went on to defeat the first Trump administration 55 times in court. We were unsuccessful in just 3 cases. Given that history, I can assure you I am prepared to defend Washington from any litigation the Trump administration wishes to pursue. If they choose to challenge me and my state, we will defeat them and seek all appropriate costs and fees. Pam Bondi seems to believe that cavalierly citing criminal statutes and personally threatening me, a democratically elected governor, will result in compromising the values of my state. That is not going to happen.
We are on lists of do not travel, many places around the world, and that is not good for our economy. That is another blow that we would have for our economy. So that's what this bill is about, is to making sure that if people are doing bad things, it is the responsibility of the federal government, who now just got how many billions of dollars more to do their job. Do your damn job and leave us the hell alone.
And finally, on this Thursday, the Manson School District Superintendent Tabitha Myers named the 2026-2027 president-elect by the Washington Association of School Administrators. It happened on Tuesday. The association is known as WASA, includes 1,600 members of professional administrators committed to leadership. Myers has been an active member of WASA since 2018. She served in several roles, including region president, chair of the Small School Committee, and as a state representative for the National Advocacy Network. She first began work as a teacher in the Waterville School District in 1995. In 2021, she became principal and superintendent of the Palisades School District, and then she headed to Manson in 2023. She will assume the presidency of WASA in July of 2026. And we'll close on a good note. The Tumwater Canyon is open. It was supposed to be closed from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, and today. They got ahead of the schedule. So you're still going to have flagger-controlled traffic on Highway 2 between Leavenworth and Coles Corner. They're still doing slope stabilization work, but they don't need to close the highway entirely from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. today. So good news there. Still going to be slow going, but at least you can go through the Tumwater now on Highway 2 between Leavenworth and Coles Corner starting today. That's good news, especially for the folks in the Chumstick who had to deal with a lot of traffic for a couple of days. And that is the news here on this Thursday. The news, which is pretty important to us anyway, and we hope it's important to you. Our news will air at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight, 5, 6, and 10 on television, the traditional airing times. But this is 2025, and a lot of people don't watch traditional TV. We got you. It'll be up and running on our YouTube page. It'll be running on our homepage, NCWLIFE.com. You can watch the news in its entirety right around 5 o'clock. The NCW Life channel is now on Roku. We're now on, well, whatever you see on your screen there. We're on that. We have an app. We're pretty cool. We'd like to think so anyway. But we'll let you be the judge of that. And if there's a news tip, please send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Mariners are glad to get the heck out of the East Coast. The Phillies took it to them. Again, sports is next. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
The Surf and Slide Water Park is open from Memorial Day through Labor Day. Surf and Slide is located in the heart of Central Washington in Moses Lake with activities for all ages and abilities. Check out Surf and Slide's Flow Rider Surfing Simulator, Lazy River, 2 200-foot water slides, tube slides, and diving boards. Our children's area includes a Treasure Island water structure, splash pad, and baby octopus slide. For season passes, visit us online or find Surf and Slide on Facebook.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. It's time to enjoy one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
22 minutes after the hour of sports, Trey Turner had 5 hits. That's a lot. Kyle Schwarber homer, drove in 5 runs. The Phillies complete the 3-game sweep of the Mariners, 11-2. It was a walkover. Yesterday, Julio Rodriguez and Eugenio Suarez, they had solo homers for Seattle. Seattle has lost 5 in a row now and 7 of their last 8.
Luzardo part of that. Fly ball left field. Marsh tracking, watching, and it's gone. Julio Rodriguez with a first inning home run. Number 25 on the season. And the Mariners are on the board. 1-0. Mariners playing from ahead, which is nice to see.
Nice sign right here. We talked about the struggles they've had against starting pitching. Julio is red hot. We've been talking about that the entire road trip.
Fly ball, center field. Rodriguez going back in the shadows of Monty's angle. He'll make the catch. Turner will tag. 105th RBI of the year for Kyle Schwarber, and the Phillies have tied it up at 1. That is a new career high for Kyle at RBIs. We mentioned last night that he probably wasn't going to settle with the tying his career high.
Lines are racing right there.
And a line drive out toward right center field. Going back on it is Moore. It's over his head, off the base of the wall. RBI double for Stott. It's 2-1 Phils. 17th double of the year.
Hit hard. Solano's got it. Throws home. And now Stott in a rundown. Turner at the bag at third now. Castillo on the other end. And now he applies the tag.
Good job right here from, first of all, Solano. Ball stays in front of him. And he took his time too with that throw. He could see Bryson Stott held up. Didn't try and rush the throw. And what about, look at Luis Castillo getting involved here as well. That was huge. By the way, you never want to see the pitcher get involved. You can see Solano coming down.
Line drive down the right field line toward the pole. It is gone out of the ballpark. Solo home run for Kepler. It's his 13th of the year. It's 3-1 Phils. And that was a heck of a catch by the fan in right field, too.
Yeah, it's been a grind.
Gino, good backhand. Spins over to second, on to first. In time. Man, Turner, not an easy guy to double up. Ball got on Gino so fast. That actually helped the Mariners' case this time around.
Yeah, this ball was ripped. Nice little backhand staying with that. Getting that quick throw off, and then Cole Young, nice little turn.
Soft fly ball. Julio coming in. And Julio lays out, and he makes the catch. That is a big catch made by Julio Rodriguez. Mariners strand a pair. Julio covering some ground. Dylan Moore has this come right to him. It starts to die, and Dylan makes the catch right on top of the grass. That's a topspin, bringing it back down to earth. Big bat retired there.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's like trying to catch a curveball. You can see that ball just kind of head straight south. That's more of a little bit of topspin, stays with it.
Gino rips this ball down by the pole in left field. It is fair and gone. It's a one-run game. That ball was tagged. One home run shy of 40 on the season for Eugenio Suarez.
I'll tell you what, he's starting to heat up. Gino Suarez, he's cutting down on the swings and misses. He's getting these mistakes, and he's not missing them.
Yeah, he did have an Eeyore cloud over him today.
He did.
Bouncer back toward the middle.
Might as well.
Off the leg of Young as he flips to first. It's another hit for Trey. He's got 5 hits today. And a run scores. Kepler crosses the plate. And a high fly ball to right field. Going back is Raley at the wall. He jumps, and it is gone. 2-run home run for Schwarber. 45 and counting for Kyle Schwarber. 11-2 Phils. I wasn't sure if a fan reached over on this, but how about him going down in his legs and getting that one?
Yeah, and I tell you what, for a second there, you didn't think it was going.
It's sharply to second on 1 hops. Bryson Stott has it, and the ball game is over. The Phillies have swept out the Mariners. A very good Mariners team, and they took care of business today. They finished the series with a record number of hits in a 3-game series and a record number of strikeouts by their pitchers in a 3-game series. They win it 11-2.
After the game, manager Dan Wilson said Louis Castillo is a Seattle starter. He looked okay, but Jesus Luzardo of the Phillies looked real good.
We thought Rock, he had to battle through the early part, and they had a lot of base runners, able to get out of a lot of jams there. I thought he did a really nice job for the 4 innings. It's some key situations, made some good pitches when he had to, able to get out of it. Kept it close, and obviously cutting it to 3-2, and then they were able to kind of open it up there later on. A tough one today, no doubt. Offensively, another tough lefty, and he put some good at bats up there, and tried to cut it close there at the end, and they were just able to add on and extend the lead. So a tough way to end it, and we get back home and start fresh.
Are you concerned about where Luis is at right now?
No, I don't think so. Again, like I said, he had to make some tough pitches early on, and he was able to do it, and kept it close where we wanted it to stay, just wasn't able to keep his pitch count down because of it, and it was time to go to the bullpen at that point. This has been a series where they've swung the bat, and you got to give them a little bit of credit. It seems like they hit some balls hard, but a lot of what they didn't hit hard also found holes, and just made it difficult. They just had a lot of traffic, and like I said, able to make some good pitches when he had to.
Mariners are off today. Boy, do they need it. Then they open a weekend series with the Athletics tomorrow at T-Mobile Park. Now, neither team has named a starting pitcher, but Brian Wu would be next in the rotation. I guess we'll have to wait until tomorrow. If there's any good news, is that the Astros kept losing too. Thank you very much, Detroit. Detroit sweeps all 4 games from Houston. The final yesterday was 7-2. The Astros scored a grand total of 2 runs in those 4 losses, and that came yesterday. So as we stand, by the way, the Rangers doubled up on the Royals, Angels doubled up on the Reds. It took 10 innings for the A's to beat the Twins. So right now the Mariners still remain just a game and a half behind Houston, so it's a good thing that Houston kept losing too. The Rangers are 6.5 back, and the Angels are 8 back. Seahawks flew to Green Bay yesterday 4 days in advance. of their preseason game with the Packers. The two teams will hold a joint practice session this morning. Then the Hawks stay in Green Bay for a couple of days, until Saturday anyway, when the two teams meet at Lambeau Field. That game is Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock. The deadline, by the way, to cut the roster to 53 active players is next Tuesday. So it's a big weekend for you Hawk fans. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. At the bottom of the hour, this obscure holiday is an actual holiday. Kind of. Ronald Reagan signed this legislation. I don't think it was legislation. I think it was a proclamation on this date in 1988, naming August 21st as National Senior Citizen Day, which makes sense. Ronald Reagan himself was a senior citizen. So happy National Senior Citizen Day for you seniors, officially 65 and older, but I'm not 65 yet. I'm in my 60s. We'll leave it at that. But I have been getting discounts at certain retail stores without asking for them. They just say, "Would you like the senior discount?" I said yes. Interesting facts about senior citizens. It's estimated that if current trends continue, 25% of the population of the United States by the year 2050 will be senior citizens for the obvious reasons. People are living longer than ever before, and the birth rate continues to decline. Women account for 57% of all the senior citizens in this country. So for every 100 women above the age of 65, there are 72 men. Senior citizens have accomplished great things. Heinrich Ibsen wrote the play When We Dead Awaken when he was 71 years old. Alexander Graham Bell patented the hydrofoil boat. He was 75. Grandma Moses received her last art commission when she was 99. And when the International Women's Suffrage Alliance was founded by Susan B. Anthony, she was over 80. So just because you're old doesn't mean you can't do anything. Happy National Senior Citizens Day today. I'm on my way, I think. It's 32 minutes after the hour. Today in history. Lawrence, Kansas was, they were pro-abolition they were radical pro-abolition. They hated slavery, and they were known as the Jayhawkers in Lawrence, Kansas. And they had a Free State militia of vigilantes who went to Missouri and attacked pro-slavery plantations in Missouri, and that didn't sit too well with William Quantrill, and so they got even. This is during the Civil War, August 21st, 1863. 162 years ago today, they basically wiped out Lawrence, Kansas. 450 pro-Confederate, pro-slavery guerrillas known as William Quantrill's Raiders raid Lawrence, Kansas and kill everybody they can get a hold of. 164 civilians died. 40 Confederate raiders were eventually killed. Bleeding Kansas, August 21st, 1863. 114 years ago today, now the Mona Lisa in the Louvre is still there. On August 21st, 1911, it was there in the Louvre, but it was just hanging on the wall on like a nail or a screw or whatever, so it wasn't too hard to steal. And Vincenzo Peruggia stole it. He actually worked at the Louvre, and after the Louvre was closed, he just took it. Took it back to his apartment in Paris and kept it under his bed for 2 years. Probably the most famous painting of all time lived under Vincenzo Perugia's bed in his Paris apartment for 2 years. Then he thought, well, the ghost is clear. Then he tried to sell it to a museum in Italy. He was Italian, and he thought since the Mona Lisa was painted by an Italian, it should belong in Italy and not Paris. So he tried to sell it to a museum in Italy, and he was caught, and the Mona Lisa was returned. Now, if you try and steal the Mona Lisa today, you're not going to be successful. It's a state's birthday. Now, guess this flag. This, you would never think in a million years, unless you've been there, and I have. What's that the state flag of? What? That's the state flag of Hawaii. Now, Hawaii, we love you, but you can do better than that, don't you think? There's a lot of states, contemporarily, in the last 10 years or so, that have been rethinking the design of their state flag. There are way too many state flags that just take their state seal, throw it up on a piece of cloth, and call it good without really putting any thought into it. Hawaii, you're due for a new state flag. Personal opinion. Hawaii is 66 years old as a state, the 50th state of the Union. 2/3 of people who live in Hawaii live on the island of Oahu. That's, of course, where Honolulu is. There are 8 main Hawaiian islands. There's like 130 of them total, but some of them are tiny, like the size of a basketball court. There are 8 main Hawaiian islands. 7 are inhabited. Only 6 are open to tourists and locals. Niihau is privately owned by the Sinclair family. It's managed by Bruce and Keith Robinson, their brothers. Access to Niihau is restricted to those who have their permission. And there's also Kauai, which is completely uninhibited. If you try to get on the island of Kauai and the Hawaiian Islands, you will be arrested. Don't do it. 25% of the economy of Hawaii depends strictly on tourists and the military. There's about 45,000 military personnel stationed in Hawaii. The people of Hawaii love their Spam. They eat 7 million cans of Spam a year. Hawaii has by far the highest cost of living of any state. It's not even close, because between 85 and 90% of all the food consumed in Hawaii has to be shipped to the state. So that's why everything costs a lot, because it's not from there. But if you live in Hawaii, you're going to live a long time. The average lifespan of people born and living in Hawaii is 81.3 years. That's the longest of any state. Happy birthday, Hawaii, 36 minutes after the hour. Got 2 heavenly birthdays. Count Basie was one of the first musical artists that I listened to in my younger days that made me discover, I had the epiphany, the light bulb went off, that there's more than just rock and roll. There's good music everywhere, be it jazz or classical or folk or blues, and Count Basie was one of those that did it for me, the great William James Basie, Count Basie, born in the state in 1904. Wilt Chamberlain, the Big Dipper, still holds 72 NBA records. More than anyone else, he is the only player in NBA history to average 30 points and 20 rebounds a game in a season. He's the only one to do that, and he did it 7 times. His nickname, the Big Dipper, he got it when he was a kid because he had to dip his head to walk through a doorway, and Wilt Chamberlain never fouled out of a basketball game. You may not know James Burton, but if you're into music, you know James Burton, one of the greatest guys ever to pick up a guitar. He could play it all. He was Elvis's band leader in the 1970s. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Happy 86 to James Burton. I'll be listening to your music today. And the greatest sprinter of all time, Usain Bolt from Jamaica, is 39. He is still the world record holder in the 100 meters, 200 meters, and the 4x100 meter relay. And those records have stood for a very, very long time. He's 39 years old today. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. You know the forecast, folks. An unprecedented heat wave for late August is on our doorstep. You got one chance to get your AC fixed, probably today. Give Alpine Air a call. A cool little history lesson from Mike Minotti is coming up, and then Shannon James for the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. Great conversation there. You don't want to miss it. But first things first, Prince Trillium needs a permanent home. It's Pause for Pets.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of Apple Valley Honda. The North Central Washington Fair is back at the fairgrounds in Waterville, August 21st through the 24th, the greatest little fair in the Northwest. Country star Josh Turner headlines the entertainment Friday night in the grandstands, and on Thursday, the 21st, admission to the fair is free. And of course, the weekend features the Big Bend Roundup featuring Pro Rodeo and the Indian Relay.
This fall, rev up your senses at Mahogany and Merlot, Washington's premier vintage hydroplane and boat show. Feel the roar of restored classics, the elegance of timeless design, and the thrill of speed, all on beautiful Lake Chelan. Don't miss your chance to win a free ride on a hydroplane boat. Mahogany and Merlot, October 3rd through the 5th. It's history, horsepower, and hometown fun. Admission is free.
Welcome to the summer of good.
Good people, good taste, good vibes, and good, well, everything. When you're ready for some old-fashioned good, Abby's is your place. We've been celebrating summers around the P&W for over 60 years. At Abby's, good is a legendary tradition. Some people say pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. Well, those people have obviously never tried Abby's Big Hawaiian, featuring loads of Canadian bacon and Dole pineapple. Right now at Abby's.com, order this juicy, cheesy, and legendary pizza at a mouth-watering price. Celebrate the summer of good with an Abby's Big Hawaiian.
Hi, I'm Shelby. I'm the marketing coordinator here at Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Today, our pet of the week is Prince Trillium. This is Prince Trillium. He came to us in April of this year as a stray. When he first came to us, he was not doing so great. He had definitely been living on the streets for a little while, so he was a little worse for wear. He definitely got into a couple of scraps. But we were able to mend him up really well, and now he's doing much better. He's gained a lot more weight. His hair has come in more full. He is missing a couple teeth, so sometimes we like to supplement his regular food with wet food at home. It also gives him a lot of hydration as well. But he is able to eat kibble, especially when he's really hungry. He also is extremely affectionate. He's very playful and very treat driven. Trillium would do best in a home as the single pet on his own, just because he loves to be spoiled and likes to be the center of attention because he is a prince and he is royalty, and he does deserve a lot of love and devotion. He would also do best as like an indoor-outdoor cat. Because he grew up on the streets, he really enjoys exploring and going outside. So he will like to spend some hours outside, but because of his missing teeth, we don't recommend him being a purely outdoor cat, just because that does hinder him a little bit. So it would be good for him to have indoor space as well, so that he can always go to rest, refresh, and then go back to exploring. He is a diva, so you do have to work with what he wants, but he's a great communicator. He'll always tell you what he wants with his body language, so it's really easy to read him and give him whatever he needs at that point, whether it's extra love, time, attention, or maybe a little bit of space. So we are closed on Wednesdays, but we are open by appointment on Wednesdays. Otherwise, our open hours are Thursday through Tuesday, 12:30 to 6 p.m. And you can come visit Trillium, and he would love to meet you.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, I'm a cigar smoker, so I thought that I'd share a little cigar trivia. In the 1960s, President John F. Kennedy, remember him? He increased trade embargoes on Cuba, restricting the import of Cuban goods into the United States. However, Kennedy had told his press secretary, Pierre Salinger, to secure a large quantity of Kennedy's favorite Cuban cigars, the H. Upmann Petite Upmanns, and to do so as soon as possible. Salinger was able to obtain 1,200 of these cigars just hours before the embargo was officially signed. Hey, it must be nice to be the president and be able to do stuff the rest of us can't. So yeah, I know the current guy who's making the most and taking the most advantage of his power isn't the only one who's ever done so. Now, not that this is any excuse. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
Whether you're a new homeowner or looking to update, Save Mart in Wenatchee has everything you need. From top-of-the-line appliances to comfy mattresses and stunning furniture that fits your style, they have it all under one roof. With great deals and expert customer service, you'll find the perfect pieces for your space and your budget. Save Mart, your local destination for quality appliances, mattresses, and furniture at prices you'll love.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Congratulations, everybody. Plans for Saturday, September 6th have now been made. You're going to be right here at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center for their annual big fundraiser. This is the big one, Shannon. A night at the museum. This is your single biggest fundraiser of the year. First of all, Shannon, for those of you who don't know, introduce yourself to our television family.
My name is Shannon James. I'm the Special Events and Wells House Manager for the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center.
So this is your baby.
It is, yeah. This is my second time putting together this event.
So they picked the date and they said, it's all yours. Go get the entertainment, go get the food, go get the wine, make it happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, and you're good to go?
I'm good to go. I'm feeling
Good.
really good. Yeah, it's a great chance to be creative and use some of my connections in the community to get folks involved.
This has been going on for a long time, so obviously it works. People come every year.
Yeah, it's sort of, for folks who have been to Wenatchee Wine and Food Fest before, it's a mini version of that sort of. We've got both of the museum buildings will be open, which is really cool. So you get to kind of walk through all of the different exhibits. We'll have 2 stages. We'll have our photo booth, which will be hosted by a semi-famous local celebrity. I won't reveal that person's name.
You probably haven't asked him yet.
No, I have. I'm keeping it a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to have a magician.
Oh, yeah.
So doing some close-up
Jason's
magic.
very good.
Jason's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be really cool. And then we've got live art, too. Henry Stinson will be doing a live painting, and you can bid on it. It's a silent auction item, so you can kind of come back and check on his progress and maybe adjust your bid if you want to, which I think will be really cool.
So the challenge really is the flow, right? Because people will be coming into the old building where the genealogy offices are now, to begin their tour, and that there's a method to your madness. You want the folks who come to Night at the Museum on the 6th of September to go through the entire museum and not just one little area.
Yeah, I want people to see everything. You know, we're trying to make this kind of have the museum come alive and be a little more interactive. And if we were to have people enter through the main building, I think, you know, folks are so drawn to that big, beautiful performance hall that there's not really a reason to leave that room. So we want people to come in the annex, and then there's sort of, you know, a flow, and you'll get to see a little bit of everything.
You mentioned this is kind of like a mini version of what the Wenatchee World does every year.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, this year is going to be at the Convention Center in November. Heads up on that. So this is a mini version. So there's going to be wine and there's going to be food. Let's start with food.
Yes.
What are we going to be tantalizing our taste buds with?
Well, I've got 2 caterers, and they're fantastic. We have Cafe Columbia, and they're going to be doing dessert and grazing boards. And if you've never seen Michelle St. Dennis's grazing boards, it's like, they're spectacular. Just this beautiful, abundant, stunning art, basically. And then we've got Zamania's Catering. They are opening a restaurant this fall, and they do some...
Because all they've been doing is catering, right? I mean, high-end events.
Yeah,
Big
they do
weddings
a lot of weddings.
Yeah, right.
And
so they're actually going to do a brick and mortar?
They're going to do a brick and mortar.
Wow,
it's very, very
breaking
exciting.
news here.
Yeah, maybe I should zip it.
No, that's okay. No.
So I'm really excited to work with them, and we've kind of done some brainstorming sessions, and it's not going to be a sit-down meal. This is something where there's different sort of food stations throughout the museum. museum, and you can kind of swing by, grab a couple bites, and then move on. So yeah, food
And
throughout.
nothing complements gourmet food than really good wine.
That's right.
And you seem to have more wineries this year, or is that just me?
We do more
Okay.
than last year. Yeah. Excited to bring in Silvara Cellars. They have done this event in the past before my time, so excited to work with them. We've got Armor Wines. They were here last year. They're just lovely. We have Watermill. I'm going to forget a few, so forgive me.
I got the list right here. Here you go.
Thanks.
Help yourself. You're welcome.
Norwood's coming. We've got Silver Bell Winery. They're in Chelan. And then I know I'm going to mispronounce their name, but New Fless now, I think is.
No, you got it.
Did I get
Yeah,
it?
the Leavenworth
good.
Winery.
Yeah, they're in
Yeah.
Leavenworth, and they're awesome. So. And then we've got Blue Spirits Distillery. They were here last year, and they do. They kind of work with Set the Bar, who's a mobile bartender, and they'll create cocktail menu. So those will be options as well. And then we've got beer coming from Icicle Brewing.
The best.
The best, and then Yonder Cider as well, which I'm really excited about. So.
Now, some of these, not necessarily all of these, but most of these wineries, if you find a vintage that you like, be it a Cab or whatever the case may be, a Merlot or Chardonnay, the odds are pretty good you might be able to buy a bottle or two and take it home with you.
Yeah, so we've got a bottle sales table. It'll be kind of close to the exit. So if there's something that you taste throughout the night that you want to enjoy later on, we've got bottle sales where you can buy something, take it home. Yeah, not everything will be available, but quite a bit of the selections will be available to take home.
And then music.
And
which you have to have.
You've got to have music. So we have in the upstairs stage, upstairs in the annex is going to be, we have Deep Green Sea, which is Ron Evans and Sarah Sims, who are fantastic, sort of acoustic. They do some covers, feels like Acoustic The Cure sometimes, which is of course a reference to Deep Green Sea is their band name, reference to a Cure song. And then we have the Welter Brothers. Corbin played last year and has done other events for us. Sort of folk Americana, I would describe them as. And then the main stage in the performance hall is going to be the Jazz Jam Quintet. Tom McNair heads up that band, and they're always fun.
Tom plays a mean trombone.
He does.
And they're going to be in the main big room when you come in during normal business hours. That's what you
exactly on the main stage, kind of where the organ is.
Right.
And we don't want them to have to play the entire night, so we're going to give them a break. And during their break, we're going to have live magic with Jason Sims. So. Yeah.
So wine, food, music.
What are we
I always advise people every time we do these conversations with the museum folks, and they're all good folks, buy a membership, because if you buy a membership to the museum, you're going to get a discount on your tickets for this event.
Yeah, you get first dibs on tickets, you get, discounts, invitations to private events that you wouldn't otherwise get invited to. And then we partner, there's a couple different organizations that it's sort of a network of different museums, and your membership here is good at museums around the world. So kind of cool if you're visiting another city and you've got a Wenatchee Valley Museum membership.
Yeah, you just whip out the card and show it to them,
and you get in free.
You get in for free. And that's reciprocal, because you see folks who have other museum memberships who come here.
That's right.
You see it all the time.
It's a really killer deal. Yeah.
So how does one get tickets? First of all, it's pretty cheap. It's only $90, right, if you're a member?
If you're not a member, it's $90. It's $75 for museum members.
That's it.
Yeah.
Per
killer
person.
deal.
Per person. But there's obviously, because of the program, it's a limited amount. You have to figure out how much wine to bring, how much food to prepare. So if you're just sitting around, we joke about how the Wenatchee Valley is the last second town. This ain't going to cut it on the 6th.
We're hoping that everybody will buy tickets in advance, but tickets will be available at the door. So
But why take a chance?
But don't wait. Yeah.
Because you could very well say, hey, honey, you want to go to the Sing tonight, and it's Saturday the 6th.
Yeah.
And you come down here and we're sold out.
Sorry, we're full.
How come this works so well? How come you keep doing it? I mean, obviously, you're doing it year after year, so people are coming and people are enjoying themselves. Yeah. But you still have to mix it up a little bit every year.
I think it's just there's something for everybody. It's just a fun opportunity to kind of dress up. There aren't a ton of those opportunities in town, so it's kind of fun to dress up and have a little night on the town, but in our beautiful museum, and see the exhibits, hear some music, just kind of be immersed in that.
Well, your regular gig is pretty good, because you get to work in one of the coolest buildings in the Wenatchee Valley at the Wells House.
At the Wells House.
Which is where you're normally at.
Yeah, I kind of split my time, which is awesome.
That must be a cool place to go to work each day.
It's really cool. It can be spooky.
Is it? I've heard it was haunted.
And there's rumors. But yeah, that's a spectacular piece of architecture.
Yeah.
And we're so proud of it. But of course it takes, a lot to maintain an old building, especially, one that has functioned as so many things. It was a single family home. It was a ladies' dorm. It had classrooms. Now we rent it out for weddings. So
and it's 130 years old.
Yeah, 1909 it was built.
Yeah,
so yeah, it's pretty stunning. And we do give tours, so if people want to reach out, they can get in touch with me and I'll show people around.
I dropped by the Easter egg hunt last April. That was chaos. I don't know how you pulled that off.
I know, it's total chaos, and it's over in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great time.
Night at the Museum is back. It's Saturday, September 6th, right here at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. The doors open at 6.
6 p.m.
Goes to 9. If you're here at 9 and you're having a good time, they're not going to throw you out.
We'll think about it.
And go to Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center's website.
WenatcheeValleyMuseum.org.
And you'll see it right there. It's right on the front page. Click it, buy it, done deal. Get a membership, folks. $75 for a member.
Yeah, well, I think
that's $150 a couple. You're gonna get that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think you're getting a deal. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see you.
Thanks, you too.
I hope I'm not keeping you from anything important.
Oh, not at all. No.
Okay. Don't procrastinate. Get your tickets because this may sell out because they almost do every year. Yep. Now to the museum right here where we're at. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat. Fibercrete fireproof safety rooms can be the difference between life and death for you and your family. Typical fireproof safety rooms are 8x8 Fibercrete panels providing a solid sanctuary. Fibercrete safety rooms can be above ground, buried underground, or built within new home construction. Best of all, a safety room by Fibercrete is very affordable. Call 360-770-2088. You owe it to your family to find out more about Fibercrete safety rooms.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
Hot weather this time of the year is something we're kind of used to. Yes, it is late August and we still stay quite warm really into mid-September, but the weather that's heading our way is something we have not seen in a long time this time of the year. Yeah, we're losing about 3 minutes of daylight, but boy, we are in for a scorcher. Not only are we going to see temperatures well above normal, we're going to break record highs and we're going to have extreme heat. In fact, there's an extreme heat watch just for the Wenatchee Valley. You can see us down there. We are in purple. There is no escape in the heat, too. The Puget Sound area is going to be oppressively hot. Big dome of high pressure is going to take a bunch of that hot air from down in Nevada, and it's going to come right on up and sit around here for a while. We are in for some really, really hot temperatures. Not necessarily today. Today will be fairly comfortable, about what we had yesterday. But then it gets hot on Friday, and then we start talking about record high temperatures Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. A long stretch of oppressively hot weather from the National Weather Service. 88 today, it's what we hit yesterday. 63 for the overnight low tonight. Then we start talking a bit warm. 93, and then who's kidding who? 97, 99, 99, 98, 95. We have the possibility on Saturday to set a record high. I can pretty much tell you we're going to do it. We're going to have a record high temperature on Sunday and on Monday and on Tuesday and quite possibly Wednesday. Don't say we didn't warn you. Have a good and safe Thursday. Start your weekend with us tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.